Bam!
I'm Jayson Waller, the True Underdog podcast. And today we're going to talk about my new book that's launching called Own Your Power. No bullshit, no excuses. The time is now. You can pre-order it right now on Amazon. Just put in Own Your Power or put in Jayson Waller and you will find it. Let me tell you something about this book. It is going to give you 8 principles that I have overcome any kind of adversity, issues, problems, any excuses that you've got in life. I've probably dealt with most or some of them, and we're going to walk through this together with simple solutions, ideas, and principles and worksheets at the end of each chapter to really get it to the next level. Let me tell you about chapter 1. It's called Make Your Own Map. Now, a quote from the book is, every day you wake up and follow a map of your own creation. Where do you want to go? You choose. Don't let other people make your map for you. That only leads you further from success. Think about every little decision you make. What you do today impacts where you're headed. Think about that. We have all this outside influence in today's world on social media, on TV, people that we work with, family members, friends, spouses, cousins, siblings, always judging us, making us feel less than. Telling us what we can and can't do, dictating where we're going to go. When you wake up and you put your feet on that ground, you choose. Am I going left? Am I going right? Am I putting pants on? Am I putting shorts on? Am I putting socks on? What am I going to wear? Am I going to brush my teeth? What am I going to do in my day? You dictate that. That's creating your own map. When you get in a car, you choose if you're going to go to your job, or you're going to go to school, or you're going to go meet somebody, or you're going to go apply for a job, or you're going to go open a business. You choose that. Not your mom, not your dad, not your cousin, not your buddy Frank, not your neighbor, not your spouse. You. That's creating your own map. When you have all that outside noise following you, dictating what you do, they're deciding your map. And that's the real difference between lions and sheep. Sheep kind of just go with the flow. You can herd them. You can't herd lions. Lions dictate what they're going to do, when they're going to hunt, and what they're going to hunt. You need to be a lion and you need to create your own map. Every day that you wake up, it's a new day to navigate life. Your journey is your own. You get to pick it, nobody else. It's your God-given right. We often forget that we have this power. You'll never get back the time that you waste. That's the one commodity that we can't get back is time. Now, if you follow the wrong map, the wrong sheet, and the wrong road, you're in trouble because now you've just lost a lot of time. Play to win. Don't play to avoid losing. Don't play prevent defense in life. Play to win. Own your power. And that's part of chapter 1. I'll tell you about chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called There's No Elevator in Life. Take the Stairs. Now think about that. There is an elevator if I don't want to walk up 96 flights in the building. I'll be exhausted and I'll be tired. But if I take that elevator to the top, did I gain any knowledge about the building? Did I learn anything on my way up? Did I have any stumbles or struggles that I overcame? Did I increase my muscle memory? No, you did none of that. You took an elevator, you came out on the 96th floor, and there you are. In life, we try to cheat the system. We need to focus on the little wins that add up, though sometimes you may barely notice those little wins. You know, if you work a little bit and get a little bit every day, 1% more every single day, in a week, that's 7% more. In a month, that's 30% more. In a year, that's 365% more. Think about that. But you can't go from 0 to 365. I'm running a company that's going to do $1 billion in sales. I remember when I opened up the company and I was just trying to get to 100,000 in sales. Then I was trying to get to 500,000. Then I was trying to get to 1 million. Then I was trying to get to 3 million. Then I was trying to get to 5, then 10, then 30, then 50, then 100, then 300, then 500, now $1 billion. I wasn't trying at the 100,000 going, let me go ahead and get $1 billion in sales. It doesn't work that way. It's wasteful. I'll get discouraged. I'm having dream goals. I talked about on 2 Minute Drill not too long ago, an episode that came out. This guy was like, I'm doing 100,000 in sales, but I plan on doing 12 billion. Like, what? It's like me saying I'm going to build a house on Mars. That's what I said on the show. Like, I can't build a house on Mars. That's unrealistic for me to sit there and set that as my goal. That could be a dream goal. That could be, hey, that's what I'm going to do. But when I first opened the company, I wasn't going to say, hey, I'm going to take the company public. It's going to be $1 billion business. But now we're $1 billion business, and I can set that goal of maybe taking the company public. Why? Because it's within reach. You need to stay in the moment. Okay. Zoom into your now moment and track your micro metrics to motivate yourself to keep going. Don't let the way you feel dictate what you do. You will get there. Take the steps one at a time and don't be greedy. Sometimes you fall, you get back up, but you learn so much more. The elevator might be faster in short term, but in the long term, you'll just screw yourself out of success. And that's the truth. When you try to cheat the system and you don't learn, like all of the failures, I've got tons of awards and the companies won all these awards. They don't talk about the failures, but I had to take the steps to get those failures and it made me stronger. I got rhino skin. I got dinosaur skin. I'm ready to rock and roll. I can handle things because I took the stairs. I did things myself. I engulfed myself to learn the business, to be involved every day. Now, if you're building anything worthwhile, it takes time. It might seem like today's no different than yesterday, but it really is. If you learned something yesterday and you'd applied it today, you're not going to see a difference. It's like watching paint dry or hair grow. You're not going to see a difference. That's what taking the stairs is about. It's not about the difference you see day to day. It's the difference you start seeing week to week, month to month. 3 months to 3 months, 60, 90, 120. I always talk about the goals like that. And then you can look back and go, oh, but you got to stay in that moment. So no elevator in life. Don't take the stairs. It's not about skipping any steps. It's about taking complete actions when you're experiencing slow incremental progress. Progress is key. Okay. Chapter 3 is one of my favorites. And it's don't be held hostage. I had an episode on that earlier. I don't know, maybe episode 30 or something called Don't Be Held Hostage. And you can apply this into business and personal life. Now, here's a quote from the book. Do you feel like a victim? Are you doing that to yourself? You have to be strategic in life. You have to think ahead and build structures around you so you never get stuck in a situation where you can't do what you want to do. No one ever has power over anyone. You have to be smart. You have to systemize, skill up, and stand in your values so you don't get any situation where you're held hostage. Think about that for a minute. Are you at a business that you're like, I got to bring home that check. I got to bring home that bacon. I got to make those donuts to keep the lights on. Bullshit. You know how many companies out there looking for people? You mean lazy people are sitting their ass at home collecting a check? Too many. Don't be one of those. Because when shit gets real again, oh, and it will, those people are going to be scrambling looking for jobs. The moment that you get sick of something and you're tired of something and you're just bringing home the bacon to try to just live check to check and be a gerbil running on that wheel, you're not living. You're dying. And it's time for you to go out there and find something you love and you like that's impactful and empowering to yourself. What are you going to do about that? How are you going to do that? I mean, right now you're on your way to work. You don't like it. Change it. Don't be held hostage to a dead end job that's not doing what it is, what you want it to do for yourself. If you're just going to make money, you're doing the wrong thing. Now is the time. Don't make it one day. Make day one start now. Don't be held hostage. Maybe you're in a relationship that's going nowhere. You're struggling to find happiness. You're depressed. You're angry. You don't feel wanted, whatever it is. You're being held hostage. I've got kids. I've got bills. Bullshit. You get one life. I'll tell you what you don't have. You don't have time. You don't get time back. You can make more money. You can find new friends. You can make new relationships. Shit, you can even get more kids. But you can't get your time back. You can't get your time back. So if it's not going anywhere, quit being held hostage to it. Don't utilize other things to lock you into something that you don't want to do or you don't want to be about. Ultimately, the don't be held hostage approach is about personal freedom. How do you make sure you're always having winning options? You systemize, you skill up, and you stand in your values. Think about if you're running a company. You got a top sales rep who's just a prima donna prick. Who's like, well, you're going to pay me this or I'm going to leave. I've been there several times. I've been there with vendors. I've been there with installers in different companies. I've been there with salespeople. We built systems that if the top sales rep leaves, we say goodbye, good luck. We give them a little pat in the ass on the way out. And guess what? Number 2 becomes number 1. Why? Because we built a system that's not going to be held hostage to one person, thing, place, vendor, anything. Nobody's bigger than the system. Everybody's a cog in a wheel on the truck, on the road, doing what it needs to do. And you got to build your business and your sales team and your organization and your family and your friendships and your relationships built on that foundation of not being held hostage. Chapter 4, scared money don't make money. Think about that. You got to bet on yourself every day. This is a quote from the book. Every day is a playoff game. Go all in on yourself, on the moment, and on your dream goals. Bring 100% all the time. When you approach life with this mindset, you will win no matter what, because you will walk away knowing you did all you could. That's what life's about. There were several times, happens all the time, where I'm struggling. Like, how are we going to get through this? What are we going to do? I don't quit. I don't want to have regret. Regret will haunt you for the rest of your life. Regret will chase you down like cancer, like a disease. You can fail, but you can learn. Failure brings learning, and learning brings winning. That's the key here. You've got to fail more to win more. You just don't win all the time. You've got to fail to win, because that's what makes you bigger, better, stronger, smarter, faster. You know, you get knowledge as power, knowledge as strength. You learn from your failures. You don't learn from winning. And you got to learn to bet on yourself. I mean, there were times that nobody would bet on me, told me, there's no way you can open up your own company. You didn't graduate high school. You didn't go to college. You're having a kid. There's no way you can do this. I love when people tell me that, because it's like, all right, cool. I got this. I got to bet on myself. Nobody else will bet on me. I got to bet on myself. Confidence is key. You want people to work for you. You want people to follow you into the fire, to follow your dream and your passion. Then you've got to be confident and bet on yourself and believe in yourself. And they've got to see that. That is key. You know, I sold my house on the lake. I put all my money into the business, didn't get a paycheck for almost 2 years. I bet on myself. I bet on my team. I bet on my livelihood. I bet on my vision. And ultimately it panned out. But if you don't bet, you don't win. Scared money don't make money. You've got to take the shot in order to even make one. So think about that and start betting on yourself. Start taking chances. Every successful person took a leap of faith. Chapter 5 in the book, Own Your Power, is turn failure into fuel. This quote from the book: success without failure is pretty rare. You can live a risk-averse life, but it won't get you far. Failure is the ultimate education. Embrace it. Understand that it has nothing to do with how worthy you are. Treat failure as a performance metric. Take the emotion out of it. Fail, learn, recalibrate, repeat. Let me say it again. Take the emotion out of it. Fail, learn, recalibrate, repeat. Okay? Pretty simple. Fail, learn, recalibrate, repeat. If you continue that process, you will start to get those little wins we talked about. Failure is your partner. It's your friend. It's your fuel. Think of an area in life where you're very successful. How much did you fail to get where you are today in that part? Most of what I've learned in life isn't because of education, because I don't have any. It's because of trying and failing and trying again and failing again and trying again and finally winning. That's how I've learned, through experience. Always getting better. AGB. AGB. Always getting better. To get better, you have to get cool with failure. You have to take the morality out of your shortcomings. No trait is all good or bad. Failure is a performance metric and nothing else. Celebrate failure, because it means you're playing a big game in life. If you're not doing anything and you're not failing, you're not winning, you're just dying. But if you're applying yourself and doing things and failing, you're getting more knowledge to be bigger, better, faster, smarter, more knowledgeable, more powerful. Things are going to start looking your way. Focus forward, because grudges hold you back. If you get pissed off when you fail and you get in the mud, you start crying and pointing fingers, you're not learning anything. You're making excuses and you're letting it defeat you. Let failure teach you, not defeat you. Chapter 6, it's my favorite. Love your haters. Love your haters. Quote from the book: everyone has people who don't like them. It doesn't matter what your station in life is, but you can't let the hater stop you. Instead, embrace what they say and use it as fuel. The best way to show the haters not to hate is to stay in your lane and succeed. Step one, embrace haters as a part of life. I have family members, my mother-in-law, my siblings, people that have hated on me for a long time, told me I couldn't do anything in life, told me I would never amount to nothing. I lived in a trailer, stuck my feet out the window and moved my house like Fred Flintstone. That's the shit I was told. I had peers in the alarm business. There's no way you'll be able to open a solar business. You're out of your mind. That's garbage. Nobody wants solar. Everybody I know that was in the alarm business, guess what business they're in now? You're welcome. You know, you've got to be able to embrace haters as part of life. You got to know that, look, if you don't have people hating on you, you ain't doing your job. I believe this. I've got a ton of subscribers. It's top 3 podcasts. And thank you to all the listeners out there and the subscribers. I appreciate it. But about half of you are haters. Half of you listen to my shit because you can't stand me. Half of you listen to it because you don't understand what the hell is going on. You're like, how did this fool get this low? How the hell did this happen? What kind of shit is going on here? But that's okay, because there's no such thing as bad press. If haters are watching me and I'm watching me, I'm winning. I got a lot of people watching me. That's what it's about. If they're going to waste their time on me and not better themselves, I'm winning. I want all the haters I can get. I hope more than half are haters, because there's nothing better than converting haters to fans and celebrate those haters. They'll show you what's great about you and what you need to change. They keep you living big. Think about this. I have haters that now either work with me, work for me, became my friend all over again. I'm not going to hold a grudge and be angry that they're hating. I think it's a bad vibe and aura to be in. I try to not hate. I've hated before. I've been a hater. Everyone's gone through that phase in life where you get in that category of just, and you're hating and making excuses. I'm not there now. In fact, I just want more haters, because it just motivates me to prove them wrong and to convert them to fans. Like, nothing better than somebody saying, oh, that guy, he did something. He cheated the system. And then they're like, holy shit. Hey, can I join your team? What can I do? Like, that's a great feeling. My mother-in-law and in-laws who judged me, super proud of me, got a great relationship with them. I pay for them to travel, visit me and my family. Shoot, I even had my mother-in-law invest in the business and made her a millionaire. That's in the book. And she was one of my biggest haters ever, ever, ever. Not anymore. So think about that and check that out as well, right? So love your haters. Now, people used to tell me I had fake Tommy Hilfigers and I was trailer trash. I'd never be successful in life, go back to school, or all of those things. It's in the book. That's what they would say to me. A lot of them follow me now on social media, and I don't waste my time giving a shit what they follow, but I see them on there commenting and I'm like, hey, what's up? Pound it. Yeah. What's going on? That is the biggest compliment. You've got all those people that told you you couldn't, that didn't believe in you, those haters. You got to love them. They inspired and motivated you to keep doing your thing. You handed them the popcorn, you handed them the Coke, the Slurpee, whatever it is, and you put on a show for them. And guess what? Now they're following you. They're following your lead. You're empowering them to be bigger and better. That is awesome. That is one of my favorite things to do. Chapter 7, team out. Quote from the book. If you want to succeed at anything, you need other people. It's easy to get caught up in yourself and to do too much alone. Relationships matter. And with all types of people at that. It's pretty amazing how interconnected we all are, and we can achieve what we can when we team out. Now think about that. You are only as good as the team around you. Life and business are like a puzzle. There are a lot of good things that I do. There's probably 2 or 3 great things and 10 or 12 good things. But then there's like 15 bad things that I suck at. So, like, I'm not good at financials. I've got a CFO. I wasn't good at building an HR team and compliance. I got a president. You have to build an Avengers, a team, to know that your superhero abilities can only take you thus far, and you got to surround yourself with other talented people that are different than you and bring other superhero attributes to the equation to make your team better. And when your team can be better and you build an organization the same way you're building your leadership team, things start to take off really fast and really well. You can't have the same person. You can't have two Supermans. You can't have two Ironmans. You can't have two Incredible Hulks. You can't have two Batmans. You just can't. But you can bundle a lot of them together and have one awesome ass superhero team. That's what we consider ourselves at Power Home Solar, the superhero team. We all have our own roles of what we do and what we bring to the table. Each one of the leadership there have different attributes and superhero powers that I don't have and that they're better than me on. And I'm good with that. You've got to have the humility and be humble enough to not know everything. Because if you know everything, you don't know shit. You do not know everything and you're not great at everything. And that's okay. You only got to be great at a couple things. And you can find other people around you to be great at the other things. That's what teaming out's about. What is your BAM? Here's what BAM is really about. It is saying that it informs a way of life and describes a quality to embrace it. Now, we use BAM at Power Home Solar as building a movement, one panel, one customer, one employee at a time. And it's bringing everybody together and teaming out. So you never know, everyone's an asset. Small interactions now can lead to bigger outcomes later. You don't know what's going to happen when you meet people. You don't know the difference they're going to make in your life. So make sure that I learned something from David Meltzer. He does 5-20 rule. He'll take a 5-minute phone call, a 20-minute meeting anytime with anybody because you never know what's going to happen. I love that. I've adopted that. It's a great idea. You can give somebody 5 minutes or 20 minutes and see what the difference is. 5-minute phone call, 20-minute meeting, and see what happens. I've met so many people that I'm like, I don't really want to meet. I bet that's going to be wasteful. And then I meet them like, oh my goodness, that was great. Chapter 8 in the book, to be world champ, focus on the play-by-play. Big dreams are important, but if you get too caught up in the future, you can easily get off track. It can become overwhelming. Focus on the play-by-play. Goal set no more than 6 months out. Say that again. Goal set no more than 6 months out. Why, Jason? I got to do a year. No, you don't. At least in my world, a year, I can't tell you what shit's going to look like in a year. But I can tell you if I'm 6 months out the furthest and I'm focusing on the next 3 or 4 weeks, but my goals go 30, 60, 90, 180, that's it. I'm in my lane. I'm in my element. I'm in the moment and I'm getting small wins. Like I talked about, I'm taking the stairs. It's very important about that. Achieve small milestones towards the goal. Then one day you'll be there living your dream and it's better than you ever imagined. That's when you look back and go, man, that's where I was 5 years ago. That's where I was 3 years ago. That's where I was a year ago. But when you're in that 6-month element, month 6 feels a lot like month 1. And you're in that moment, you just start to evolve. Like with people like, man, what's it like doing 750 million in sales? Well, it's not much different doing 500 million in sales. Well, what's 500 million? It's not much different doing 350. But if you ask me what 350 to 5 years ago, well, shit, that's completely different. But I've evolved and stayed in the moment the entire time. And when you do that, you focus on the play-by-play, success will get there. Now I'm going to ask you, you're a follower right now, you're a subscriber to Underdog Podcast. I want to thank you for helping us become the top 3 entrepreneur and motivational podcasts for Apple. And we are starting to boom. We're just getting started. We passed Gary Vee recently. Thank you for that. Got my book coming out. You can pre-order it right now on Amazon. Own Your Power. No bullshit, no excuses. The time is now. Check out the book. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Jayson Waller, BAM, and True Underdog. Facebook, Jayson Waller and True Underdog. LinkedIn, Jayson Waller. And you can also follow me at YouTube, which is the True Underdog Podcast YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys. Get out there and build that movement. BAM!
And that concludes another episode here on True Underdog. If you're interested in hearing more, make sure you subscribe at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or the YouTube channel. You can always visit TrueUnderdog.com, subscribe to all of them. Make sure you check out our newest episodes coming out on Mondays and Thursdays. True Underdog, baby. BAM!